What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Cryptid Files, where I'm not ready yet, but Charlie may be on the air. But
that's okay though.
We are your hosts, Anthony and Charlie. And what's been going on, dude? How you been?
Pretty good. It's been snowing. It's been cold.
Yeah, it's been bullshit.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad. But besides that, it's been all right. You know, just hanging out, packing up my things because I'm relocating soon.
Yeah, this is actually our last episode here in.
Oh, don't say it like that.
in this studio.
Yeah.
Studio, if that's what you want to call it, because Charlie is relocating, and we're gonna be doing some virtual episodes for a little while.
Yeah.
And it's all right. We're gonna travel and see each other. We're gonna do some live episodes and all that wonderful stuff too. So
yeah.
It's not the end of the Cryptid Files.
We have plans.
We're only getting better from here.
Yeah. No, we have plans. It'll be great.
Yeah, man. Anything exciting happened to you this week? Anything new besides the setting up to move?
No, we had family over, which was
probably lame.
Yeah. No, just kidding. It was all right. We had my wife's family was here for a little bit. We had fun. It was a good time.
Nice.
Just anybody that's at my house for more than 3 days is rough.
Yeah, that's fair.
But no, it was good. We had a good Thanksgiving.
Cool.
We ate food like normal people, and did normal things. What you normal Thanksgiving things?
Yeah, we did normal Thanksgiving things. Ate a lot, smoked some cigars, drank a whole lot, played Cards Against Humanity, the usual fun stuff.
Ooh, games.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we didn't partake.
Oh, you're supposed to.
It's
like the best part of Thanksgiving is playing games.
The best part of Thanksgiving for me is my family not killing each other.
That's a good part too. And then you know what else? I went and I saw the Gladiator movie.
Oh, you did?
Now, if you haven't seen it yet, you should. If you're a fan of Gladiator.
It's worth fighting over?
Oh, it's absolutely great. It is. They take everything from the first movie and then just soar it to new heights. The storyline is great. The twists are great. The plot is well put together. The acting is phenomenal. The battle scenes are awesome. Like, it's a good movie. Yeah. Very good follow up to a classic.
Yeah.
So I was very happy because Gladiator is my favorite movie to date.
Oh yeah.
I think now Gladiator 2 is my favorite movie to date. Yeah. But let's jump into this one.
Gladiator is your favorite movie?
Gladiator is my favorite movie.
Really?
Yeah. It always has been.
Like, it's an okay movie.
No, it's a great movie. Shut up.
It's an okay movie.
No,
it's not
it
great.
Is the best movie.
It's not the best movie.
It's fucking awesome.
And there's I don't know. There's a lot of Star Trek. Star Trek's the newer ones are pretty cool.
Oh, Star Trek blows.
Shut up.
You're gonna tell me Star Trek is better than Gladiator? You're gonna look me in my eyes.
Movies, maybe not.
You're gonna look me in my eyes and tell me even the Star Trek shows are better than Gladiator?
Star Trek show, that's a masterpiece. That's a fucking masterpiece. I saw Captain Kirk make a gun to fight a lizard man. Like, on a desert island with, sulfur and I don't know. It was wild. But, okay, all right, let's get past
this. You just argue with me to argue with me at this point. But, let's get into it. So this week, we are covering the Wendigo.
Yes, the Wendigo.
Now, the Wendigo is native to Wisconsin, Minnesota, and the bordering Canada regions. Like Alberta and all that
Canada,
stuff.
too, yeah.
Yeah, most of Canada.
Yeah. Canada and North America.
Yeah, North America.
Northern United States.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the earliest known sighting is prehistory. It's been around forever. The natives here have been talking about it and running from it since the dawn of time. Yeah. It's just been an oral tradition that this thing has been here. So it's been here a long ass time. And there's multiple of them. It's not just one this time. This is a population.
Yeah, this is a population.
So this has multiple accounts, or descriptions, I should say, because it's, like I said, an oral tradition. It's been coming around for years and years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
Some accounts say that it's human-sized. Some versions say that it's up to 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's always emaciated. This thing is always starving.
Yeah.
Ribs sticking out of its body. Yeah.
They say sometimes it has its own lips chewed off.
Yep, and its own cheeks sometimes chewed through.
Because it was able to,
it's always frostbitten. Any skin that's shown is always black and blue and frostbitten and cold.
Sometimes it has fur, too.
Sometimes it does have fur. Yeah. And sometimes it has a deer-like skull for a head.
Yeah.
It normally has some kind of antlers. Even in the humanoid-esque form, it has antlers. You have big yellow fangs. Sometimes it has hooves. Sometimes it has, human-ish legs and feet. But yeah, it's always super skinny. It's always super hungry. It's got these claws, and it just wants to eat. It's like the embodiment of hunger.
And here's the cool thing about, cryptids that are passed down from oral traditions from years ago.
Right.
It's that their descriptions can vary.
Right.
So much.
Right.
Because nothing was written down. Right. There was no photographs. There was nothing. It was just this thing is old.
Right.
And people have kind of altered the legend of it almost throughout the years a little bit.
Yeah, you know? I mean, it gets altered with your culture and what you're...
With stories, you know, it's like the game Telephone, you know, you play Telephone, you know, you tell one person one thing, by the time it gets to the end of the line, you know...
It's got big teeth! It has big tits!
Shits are made of teeth!
What the fuck?! But yeah, this thing is... So, in some accounts, it is a spiritual personification of winter and starvation.
Yes.
And it's this kind of like... Not like a god of the woods, but it's a spirit of the forest.
Yeah.
That is like all of the suffering that is through the winter has become this thing. Yeah. And it hunts and feeds on lone travelers and lone hunters, especially children at Legacy the most. And then another version of it is that anyone that becomes so desperate to survive that they eat human flesh and become a cannibal, you turn into a Wendigo.
So what I found, it's a human can become a Wendigo if they are put in an extremely desperate situation, or they're pushed through like a extreme condition, right? In some sorts. So like the harshness of winter, right? And people are starving, and they do desperate acts. So cannibalism is one of those key acts there that they've always talked about, but there's other acts of like desperation, right? I guess, or greed,
right?
That
stealing food from someone else,
stealing food from for like taking someone else's life to support your own life, in a sense. So you know, you take somebody else's winter food supply and you run off, and they die, and you survive, and you might get the Wendigo curse.
Become a Wendigo, yeah. They are, So one way, I found two ways that you can beat a Wendigo. One way is you just kill the fucking thing. Like, it can die. You just chop its head off. Another way, and this is supposed to be actually a cure for Wendigo-ism, go on Wendigo, go on Ghost, is you melt bear fat, and you pour the hot bear fat down the Wendigo's throat. I don't know how you're going to get close enough to get to the Wendigo's mouth open and pour it down, but if you do that, apparently what it does is it melts all the ice that's encased their heart, and it turns them back into a human. Yeah. I don't know if there's any lasting damage from now having hot bear fat in a human's body. Yeah. Down there, but I guess you don't die as a Wendigo anymore.
Well, I heard that the only good way to actually get rid of a Wendigo, or, you know, free a Wendigo, is to cut its heart out and then set its heart on fire. That's the only way to release the Wendigo's spirit.
So that you can go back to being a person and go into the afterlife.
Yeah. But, I mean, real quick, I just want everyone to get, like, a grasp on where all these weird stories, or wild, different stories are coming from. This Wendigo story is originally from... it's Algonquian, right? The Algonquian natives of North America, right? Which is way before, you know, colonists showed up, way before Leif Erikson showed up here, way before, you know, this is the first...
These are the First Nations.
Yeah, you know, the First Nations of this continent. And they're all called... It was called Algonquian, and that was like the lingual group, right? Because they all spoke like the same language. It also included the
Cree, the Algonquins.
Yeah, the Innu and the Cree, Algonquins. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. I couldn't list them all if I wanted to. But yeah, no, they all told similar stories about this, and they think part of the reason, you know, if not, you know, if this wasn't like an actual like real thing, but one of the reasons this legends got passed down so much is because it was a good story to get people to stick together during hard times.
Not try to eat each other.
Not try to eat each other.
Not try to steal each other's shit.
Not try to steal each other's food. It was also a good like folklore to tell children to keep them from going to the woods at night. Right. You know, and getting mauled by a bear. Right. It was, you know.
And it makes sense too that the descriptions of it vary so much because it does cover such a wide area. Yeah. Of, even though they all speak the same language, a different cultural. The reason that it's the Cree tribe and the Innu tribe and the Algonquin tribe is because they're different. They're not. They all speak the same language, but they all live a different life.
Well, there's a bunch of different names for the Wendigo, too. Right. I've got some here. It's the Weedigo, Windicook, Winstigo, Whitgo, Whitica, the Achton, Chinu, Kiwak, and then the Wendigo is the common version for it. Right. And, you know, I probably butchered all of those.
You did your best, man.
Yeah, I did my best. But, you know, yeah, it's one of those cryptids that just has such a long history. Yeah. And it was before, like, recorded, like, before we could actually, you know, before there was, like, written language in the area. Yeah. So, yeah, it got a little bit altered in translation, a little bit changed, maybe it changed a little bit for area that it was in, too. Right. So, but yeah, no, it's really old. That's the gist of what I'm saying. It's old.
It's old. It's been around.
Yeah, it's been around. The Wendigo's been around.
So I've got one like really good Wendigo story that. Let me see what it was. Oh, 1878 in Alberta, Canada. There was a Cree Indian named Swift Runner who returned to town from his winter camp, but he returned to town alone. And he was well known. He had been living in that area for a very long time, so the villagers and the townspeople knew of him and his family. And they were like, you know, what's going on? Where is everybody? And he said that they'd all died of starvation through the winter. They didn't survive. And so the mounted police of Alberta were like, we're going to go check on your family. Like, we're going to go check on your camp because, like, that make sure you're okay. So they went back and found him there with the gnawed remains of his wife, his brother, his mother, and all 6 of his children. So, and Swift Runner actually confessed. He was like, yeah, I ate them all. And I ate my last son so there wouldn't be any witnesses. And they claimed that he was a Wendigo, and that's why he had done it. And so they hung him in town as like a punishment for his crimes for eating all his family. Wow. So that was like one of the main accounts of like somebody admitting to becoming a Wendigo. Yeah. And actually eating, like going full on cannibalism mode because of it.
Now, there's different, so that's kind of like the werewolf idea of Wendigo. Right. In a sense. Where you turn into the Wendigo. Right. There's also the Wendigo where you are the Wendigo. Right. Right. Where you turn into this beast and you are this beast now. Right. And then there is the sense where the Wendigo is the spirit. Right. That takes over the body and you can be freed of the Wendigo.
Right. And then there's the other one where the Wendigo just is. Yeah. It's not a person that became something. It just is.
It just is.
And it just shows up and does bad things to you.
It doesn't possess people. It just.
Maybe they're all true.
Wendigos. Maybe. Yeah, maybe they're versatile, you know? But, yeah, I actually have a little bit of knowledge on the first recorded Wendigo story. And it wasn't a personal story that he was told and warned in the area of these creatures that are out in the woods during the winter, and was like, hey, stay away. And it was this French guy.
Let's show him.
Let's show John the Frenchman.
There he is.
There he is.
He looks very Asian for a French guy.
Yeah, well, he's a French guy. So,
fair enough.
Yeah. I think he's a French guy. But anyways, he was in Canada, and he was talking to some of the... Let me show him again. That was a fun face to look at.
Yeah, could you just keep him up there when you tell the story?
Frasian. Yeah. Frasian. But yeah, no, he was in Canada, and he was hanging out there. I guess he was doing something. This is the early 1600s, or late 1600s. Somewhere in the 1600s. I forget. I didn't take enough notes on this. But he was talking to some of the locals that live there, and they were like, hey, do not go into the woods during the winter at night, because there are these evil things. And he kind of described them as werewolves, because that was the closest thing he could relate it to. And that's what he was thinking it was.
All right, and then another one I've got is that there's a lake called Wendigo Lake.
I don't believe you. Just kidding.
What? No, there's this lake called Wendigo Lake. Yeah. And Wendigo Lake itself is cool because it's a lake on an island in a lake. Yeah. It's in Cass Lake. And this island, or this lake, Wendigo Lake, is like has a legend around it that it was a cauldron, not a lake, that these now extinct giants built on that island to boil humans for dinner.
Oh, nice.
And that now there are these unexplained hoof prints and holes in the ice when it freezes over in the winter that people claim are Wendigo coming in and out of it, and that those Wendigo are actually the souls of the humans that were boiled by those giants.
Makes perfect sense.
That's where they're coming from. So, who knows, man?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the Wendigo spawning ground.
Yeah. I also read that the Wendigo can travel. So they function like zombies in a sense, right? Where they have this everlasting hunger that can only be satisfied. Well, it doesn't even get satisfied. They just constantly want to eat people. Right. They want to eat people. That's the only thing that they're focused on. Except they're not fragile like zombies. They're like
they're strong and they're big.
And they're big. And they're...
Which you wouldn't expect from the amount of frostbite and lack of skin.
Well, apparently they're able to run really fast on like water and ice, and this thick snow doesn't slow them down at all. They are just winter creatures. Yeah. And they disappear during the summer. Right. Because, I don't know, whatever reason. Maybe they decompose. But,
they melt.
Yeah, they melt. They turn back into dirt. Yeah, no, they're only winter creatures. Very
That's
wild.
good. That's good to know. So you leave the area in the winter, become a snowbird.
Yeah.
You leave that area in the winter. You go back for the summers and you enjoy yourself. You stay out of Wendigo territory in the winter.
Yeah.
Or you build really big walls.
Really big walls.
Really big walls.
Really big walls.
Yeah. So the Wendigo, even though it's been around for a long time. Unfortunately, we're hitting the wall here of Mothman that is like, it's got such a big. Everyone knows what it is.
Yeah.
But there's so little about it because it's been that's oral tradition for so long.
And then pop culture has absolutely slaughtered
Oh my god, yeah. The Wendigo has become almost a skinwalker in pop culture.
No, there's video games that have taken it.
It's become like a zombie in Fallout 76.
Yeah.
It's like a skinwalker-esque monster thing in, was it Dead Until Dawn? The Wendigo is like the bad guy thing in that.
Well, that's the thing with it, too. It's one of those cryptids where there's not really a good recording of what it should actually be.
Right.
So people are just like, whatever the hell I want it to be.
Yeah, we should have called this the Wendigo.
And sometimes they make it look like this scary, bald-headed, demon thing that crawls on walls. And sometimes they make it into this majestic-looking, deer-headed, antler, human-killing spirit creature in the woods.
It's always cool, though.
It is. I've never seen a stupid-looking one.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is somewhere. Please don't show it to me.
I don't want to see a stupid one. Yeah, the Wendigo is also a Marvel character, apparently, now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I mean, Marvel also has Werewolf by Night and all that kind of shit.
Disney's got its hand on it now.
If the Wendigo shows up in a Disney movie, I'm out.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Wendigo is everywhere. And in fact, there's a Wendigo Fest, so we have to add this to the list
of festivals
that the Cryptophiles and DNR are going to go inside. Of course, Wolverine fought him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We are going to have to go. It's in Manitowoc, Wisconsin.
Of course, it's in Wisconsin.
And it's every October they have it. It's like their Halloween festival. It's just Wendigo.
That's where my friend Ken's from. He's from
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Sweet. We can go visit Ken.
Well, he lives in San Diego now. But if I tell him I'm going to Wisconsin, I'm sure he'll meet us in Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a big like Halloween festival that they throw every year, and it's Wendigo themed. So there's rides, there's food, there's games,
spaghetti,
and trivia. There's spaghetti.
Sick. If there's not, I'm gonna be pissed.
We'll find you spaghetti somewhere in Wisconsin. I don't know if Wisconsin spaghetti's any good.
They're known for their cheese.
Yeah. Not for the spaghetti. I don't know a lot of Italians that live in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Isn't it Chicago that puts like chili in their spaghetti?
Chicago shouldn't exist. They fucked up pizza. And
I like deep dish pizza.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
It's not as good as New York pizza, but it is good.
No, it's a stomach ache waiting. That much tomato sauce?
It's a lot of cheese.
So it is a lot of cheese, but it's also a lot of tomato sauce.
That's okay. It's pizza.
Yeah.
It's still better than
not pizza. No,
it's still better than what they call pizza in like Florida.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't understand. My parents live down there. They're like, we finally found a good pizza place. No, you didn't. You just become so numb that you finally like it.
That's like people tell me they find good tacos up here. I'm like, shut your mouth.
There are some good tacos.
There's not. There's not. You've never had a good taco, so you don't know.
Fair enough. I've never left the East Coast for tacos.
Yeah. You gotta go to California for tacos, dude.
Or Texas.
SoCal. No, not Texas.
I've heard Texas has good tacos.
No, they got fucking barbecue.
But,
which is not bad, but it's not. Southern San Diego, Southern California, has the best tacos in the world.
I love how
even better than Mexico.
I love how every episode, no matter what we're talking about, somehow we either get on Scientology or food. It's just every episode. Here we are in food again. Yeah. But it makes sense because the Wendigo is the spirit of hunger.
Yeah.
And it's making us hungry as we talk about it.
That is true.
Wow, yeah. A goddamn taco.
Yeah.
Charlie,
my face so dark now.
Do you think you can fight the Wendigo?
Whoa!
That's why you have your cup in front of your spotlight.
So, it depends, right?
On?
Strategy.
Depends on fucking nothing. You get murked.
No. Time out. I think it's very unfair that I have to go to these fights unprepared, right? At this point, I'm an expert in fighting cryptids.
No.
Right?
No, you're not.
So,
no, you're not.
Based on what I've read, the Wendigo has a few weaknesses. Some make it very similar, think it's very similar to a vampire or a werewolf.
Okay.
Where silver bullets and stakes through the heart will do the trick to subduing it. Then you have to remove the heart and burn it. Also, Wendigos are naturally afraid of fire.
Yes.
So, simple. What I would do, right, is if I'm in the woods in the winter, right?
Okay.
As I am at night, right? I normally would have a fire near me, okay? I'm going to pick up a stick from the fire. I'm going to use that as shelter. Then I'm going to get some silver because if I'm in Wendigo territory at night, I'm going to have silver, right? Wendigo is not also prepared. Wendigo is never prepared. There's no cryptid that will be prepared for me, all right? I'm going to start chucking silver at it and stab it through the heart with a stick, right? As it's focused on the fire and the silver, it won't see me coming. I can take this fucking Wendigo. I guarantee it.
100 to 1 odds you get fucking murked.
Could you fight a Wendigo?
Absolutely not.
You're a pussy. That's
that thing is faster than we
you
are.
You always say that you can't fight the cryptid. I can fight the cryptid.
Because none of the cryptids we've... Other than the squonk, which I
Yeah.
could probably fucking drop kick across the state line, I don't think I could... The Jersey Devil would eat the shit out of me. The Mothman would kill the shit out of me. The Grafted Monster. On land, I could fight.
Oh, he said Wendigo is also unprepared.
True, but he's still more prepared than you are. He's got fucking teeth and antlers and claws.
Yeah, and I got silver and fire and stakes.
Nah, dude, the Jersey Devil would kill both of us.
And I have willpower.
Mothman would kill both of us. Grafted Monster in the water would kill both of us. On land, it can't feel anything. It doesn't see anything. So yes, we can beat him. Agra, the turtle.
Yeah.
Probably can eat the shit out of both of us too. Unless we get on his back first.
This is not...
I'm being realistic. You are being optimistic.
Look, you have lost the fight before you got into the fight, AJ. That's the problem.
I'm still going to fight for my life, but it ain't going to last.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm going to last. I'm going to kill
the shit out of me.
Look, if I have to choose between killing the Wendigo or getting killed by the Wendigo, simple. I'll kill the Wendigo.
You try.
Easy as that.
You will try.
All you have to do is
my
believe.
Friend.
You mean to tell me you can't fight Godzilla, take Godzilla by tickling his toes?
This sounds like a Charlie argument.
He's thinking that's probably not the method I would use, right?
Yeah, how would you fight Godzilla?
How would I fight Godzilla?
Which is funny, because Godzilla is on the schedule for a Halloween episode.
And then I'll tell you when we get to Godzilla.
It's going to be like 3 years, but...
That's all right.
Tell me now, and then we'll see if it lines up in 3 years. No. Maybe your mind will change.
Because we need to go into the lore of Godzilla. I need to know...
Charlie, probably.
You already know Godzilla very well, because
absolutely.
you have a collection of Godzilla
Yes,
stuff.
I do.
I do not.
Movies. But still, you should know enough about Godzilla.
Yeah.
He's like 300-something feet
I know
tall.
tanks don't work really well. They should stop trying with the tanks.
Godzilla...
Mothra, get a Mothra. You have a Mothra.
You would get beat by Mothra, too.
Yeah, not if I trained a Mothra.
You're not training Mothra.
Yeah. Or if I had King Kong.
Then again, you wouldn't have to fight Mothra.
King
Mothra's
Kong,
benevolent.
King Kong did pretty good.
Depends on the King Kong.
Yeah.
Are we talking like bad guy King Kong or good guy King Kong?
Good guy King Kong.
Because good guy King Kong wouldn't fight you. You just have to do some sign language. You'd be like, oh shit, I don't.
You'd be like, oh, you're fun. I like you. Yeah.
Bad guy King Kong would probably throw you across the room.
Not if I was friends with bad guy King Kong too.
He wouldn't be. He only likes women.
Maybe I could be a woman.
Not with that beard.
Just kidding.
Not with that beard.
But yeah, no, I can take a Wendigo.
I absolutely do not think you can take a Wendigo.
No, you're definitely wrong.
The people have spoken, dude.
The people don't know. You don't know
2,
shit.
3 people that say no. Probably even more behind their screens right now going, fuck you, Charlie, you can't fight a Wendigo.
That's all right. I don't.
If you're here and you're lurking and you haven't commented, just weigh in on the Charlie Wendigo fight for us.
No.
Just that's all I was saying. Just say yes or no if you haven't already, because I need to prove to him that he can't do this.
I can do this.
I'm going to break your spirit on this podcast, Charlie. We're going to come in next week. You're going to tell me you can fight Christmas?
I'd beat Christmas too.
Oh,
I've already won the war on Christmas. You don't even know.
Fucking use Rudolph as a weapon to smack the shit out of some elves. Oh my god. But alright, let's give this bitch a rating.
Yep, let's do it.
So we're going to start off like we always do, Charlie. How real do you think this thing is?
The Wendigo. Okay. This is hard. Because there's no clear definition of what this thing actually is.
Right.
So it's like I'm looking at this as like a ancient Native American spirit creature.
Right.
That at some point has possessed people to eat other people.
Right.
And I don't have much to say that's not true. It's so hard to say because it's not like a thing. It's like it's a
lot of things.
Yeah, it's a lot of things. Could one of those things be real? Maybe, yeah. I believe in natural spirits and whatnot too. So I would say yes, there is a good chance that something like this exists. There's some type of spirit that could be classified as a Wendigo out there in the woods in the middle of the night that is strictly out during the wintertime to get desperate humans. Because that's always been the target for most of these possessive spirits. Right. It's always been people in desperate situations. Right. Most things when you hear about possession, it's never, the guy that's got everything. Right. It's always the guy that's happy. It's the guy that's suffering, the guy that's already emotionally weak, the guy that's having, going through something that's broken them down in some sort of way.
Right.
And this person, or this spirit specifically, goes after things that are in the most desperate situation.
Right.
So, but besides that feeling of it might be real, I have no proof. So, I'm giving it a 2.8, or, yeah. 2.8? Yeah, I have, there's absolutely no proof of this, right? And I hate to say it, but besides just the fact that it's been a passed down ancient story, there's never been a like any type of recording.
That is true.
Nobody's ever claimed to have captured this.
It's true.
No one's ever it's just been a historical story. So
true. Well, I agree with most of what you said.
Yeah.
I also find the fact that it is, even though the way it looks changes so drastically between different stories, it always does have the same basic lore to it, that it is this. It's a spirit of desperation, or it's caused by desperation, and all that kind of stuff. So with that, and I mean, there was the one account, there's probably more, but that's the one I found, of somebody admitting fully that he became a Wendigo, and that's why he ate his whole family. I'm gonna raise you a little bit, and I'm gonna give him a 3.
okay.
I think it's more likely than not that they exist, but still not likely that they do.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. So I would say 3. How cool you think this thing is?
Very cool.
Yeah.
He's
cool. He's way cooler than the turtle.
Yeah, no, way cooler than the turtle. The fact, even though it fluctuates so much of what he appears like, but the basis of him being a human-eating creature that's very large and, attacking during winter and going after desperate humans is very cool.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to give this dude a 4.5 for coolness.
4.5.
Yeah.
I am basing my cool factor off my favorite version of the Wendigo.
Okay.
Which is the one with the deer head.
Yeah.
I think that is just so neat looking. This 7 to 10 foot tall, like, emaciated body with these claws, and then the deer skull head. Just like, imagine how terrifying that would be out in the woods.
Yeah.
That would just be flooring.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think that's pretty badass. I feel like it's like some kind of pagan god looking thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna give him a 4.5 as well. He's not perfect, but he is up there.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Now for uniqueness, this is where it's gonna get dicey.
You know what? I wouldn't say it's completely unique, because it is the classic possessive spirit claim, where it goes after a weak individual, takes their soul and punishes them for their actions, right? And there's a lot of cryptids out there that do that. There's a lot of religious figures that do that.
Right.
So it's not too unique in that sense. But it's also one of the only strictly seasonal cryptids.
True.
And it's also in the werewolf category almost. So it's not very unique.
No.
It's not very unique. I'd say I'd feel like it's less unique if it didn't get so famous.
Yeah.
Because it is one of those, that's one factor it's got for it, is people have always been, you say Wendigo and people know what you're talking about.
Right. That's true.
They have some.
That was one of the ones that when we were first talking about doing the podcast, people were like, "Oh, you gonna cover the Wendigo?"
Yeah. It's every person has an image of a Wendigo in their mind, and it's not the same image for every person.
No.
So that almost gives it a little bit of a unique factor there too, though, because it's one of those cryptids we just don't know.
Yeah.
We just straight up don't know. Uniqueness. 2.5.
2.5?
2.5.
Honestly, I'm going to come even lower than you, because really what it is to me, this is just 4 different cryptids put together.
Pretty much.
It's a spirit, like a vengeful spirit. It's a zombie. It's a werewolf. And it's like a vampire-esque thing.
Yeah.
And they just kind of were like, that's one thing now.
But you know what is cool? What's really cool is all of those traditions had absolutely no contact.
True.
When this thing was established.
True.
So
that is okay. That's a good point. That does kind of blow my argument a little bit up.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it evolved into more of that.
Yeah.
Over time, when all those different cultures influenced it a little bit, but this Wendigo was around before any of those were ever even thought of.
That is fair, because if you think of it that way, like, it was unique when it...
Yeah. Like, we're talking...
came out, but
we're
like,
talking very early
when this story
American...
started, true, there was nothing like this. So, on that, with that argument, maybe I'll give it a little bit more. Maybe I'm going to give him a 3.
You give him
a 3? I'm going to give him a 3. All right. So that gives our Wendigo a rating of 3 1/3. He's sitting in fucking B tier with everybody else.
We need to change our rating system because it's not really ranking anything at all. Everything is just kind of sitting right there in the middle.
Yeah, everything has pretty much been sitting on B tier. Well, a good thing this is the last episode of this season because we're going to change them all up for the next season.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there you go. Wendigo becomes B tier. Yeah. That's about it for the Wendigo, man. Yeah. Go follow us on Instagram. Go like us on Facebook. Go follow our TikTok where you can see clips of everything going on. We also are partnered with the actual DNR Paranormal, which is our paranormal side of things. Where we,
if you guys have ghosts in your house, let us know because we'll go do an investigation video at your house.
Yeah, absolutely. So stick around for all that kind of cool stuff. Definitely follow our Instagram for that because then you'll see all of our posts and our write-ups and everything about ghosty shit. But I think we're going to sign off here. See you guys.
All right. Peace out, everybody.